Welcome back, everybody, to episode 3 of the Ohio map series. Today we will be doing some various different things, including some tillage on the cornfield we just got done, and then we will be spraying some soybeans that just got planted. So we will jump right into it. Okay, so a couple of the new things that have been added since the last episode is, like y'all saw, we did pick up the new Kinsey grain cart. We purchased a brand new semi and a hopper bottom so that we can pick up a few more fields and add some more grain. And then our final pickup was this beautiful 6000 series sprayer. We don't have a whole lot of land to spray, so there was no need to get anything too big or too expensive. This one was in a super good price, so we decided to purchase that. And then at the end of the season, once grain gets hauled off, we're going to be trying to purchase a new combine. Ideally, we would like to keep this combine, well, the series that is, and keep the 2388, but we'd like a little bit of a hopper extension, maybe some duals, and a little more power to go into it. But with that being said, we will go ahead and jump right into spraying this field. Okay, so we have everything calibrated on the sprayer. We got out and made sure that the nozzles are working, everything's fitted just right. So other than that, I'm pretty sure we are good to go ahead and just jump in, spraying the soybean field so we can get all these various weeds out of the mix. So a quick little tidbit about what we mixed up in the tank. We did put some glyphosate in there. These are Roundup Ready soybeans, so the glyphosate is not going to hurt them. And this has seemed to prove to be probably the best option for us. So we are going to keep putting glyphosate on these every year that we can, because we've seen good return out of it. The yields are bumping up, and we're not having near the obnoxious weeds come in that we usually do. So as we're hitting our last pass here, we are just simply going to overlap it a little bit, and then we're going to hit the road, and then we will drive right back into the farm and move on to some other tasks that are really needing to get done. So as we're going down the road, one of the things that everybody had a complaint with was the wings sticking so far out the back, as it makes it hard to store, takes up more space. But luckily we do have a lot of extra space since we did purchase some of an old farmer's couple of his old barns, so we've got places to put things. It is just kind of frustrating that they did design it like that. So we're gonna park it over here, leave it out, and then we're gonna get one of the tractors hooked up to the tillage tool, and then we're gonna go try to put some more beans in the ground as well. Okay, we just hopped down from the sprayer, and we're gonna go over here and get into one of the tractors. We're gonna go hook up to the disc and lug it over to the field, as well as take this planter over here and let one of the cousins or whoever wants to hop on it, maybe even us if they want to go disc it, and then we'll plant some beans while they're rolling on the disc. Okay, so we're in the 8910. We just got to back it up, make sure that we don't hit anything, and take it out right straight ahead, and then we will get this Case IH disc hooked up to the back of it. Alright, so we got out and got the pin through, so that is ready to go head down the road. We got to make sure that we have enough seed in the planter. I don't actually think it's been filled up. If it needs new seed, we'll have to go get some of that, but if it's not, we'll be ready to set and just go plant. Okay, so we're pulling up to the field here. We have arrived, so we're just going to kind of slowly go through this ditch. It's not too big. And then we're going to get over here and go ahead and start disking some of this up so we can really get the planter and the disc running at the same time. I think I'm actually going to run the planter, and then after that, we'll probably head back to the shop, maybe go take another look at, see what they got down at the auction place, and then we will wrap it up from there. Okay, so the cousin pulled up. We're gonna get him in here. We decided we're actually just gonna do 3 or 4 passes down the middle here because we did run quite a bit of equipment when we were harvesting through here, as you can tell. So he's gonna go all the way up and down a couple of times, and we are gonna go take the truck back and grab the planter and head back over this way. So I wish it were easy enough as to take this tractor and get it around this combine, but it looks as if we're going to have to move this 2388, and then we should be able to go ahead and make our checks and then get after it. Alright, so the combine's good and moved, and I went over various things in between that, checked everything, so it looks like it is going to be good to go. So we'll just go ahead now and run over to that field and start planting. Alright, so we're in here fired up, hydraulic lines and everything were okay. We actually do have plenty of seats, so we're going to go ahead and shut the door and get on the road. Alright, so we just pulled in. He looks like he's still getting along pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and start over here, and then we will kind of outline our field, and then we will get fully into that as well. Alright, so we've done a couple of rounds. We've got everything dialed in pretty much. We've done most of our in-rows. We've checked seed depth. Everything seems to be going right in the ground, really easy. So what we plan on doing here is I am going to have somebody come down, and I think I'm just going to swap places with the other tractor, but I'm going to have them start planting because I have some other things that I need to really get done around on the farm today. So we're going to go down there, finish up disking here and there on places that were too compacted and eroded, and then after that we will, I guess, see how far they've come along, see how they're making progress, and if we have any breakdowns or anything that we have to adjust things on. So we've got the planter going off in the distance, as you can see. Now we're gonna hop down in here, hit where we went over this with the combine and the auger wagon quite a bit as we were making rounds down this way, and then that should pretty much wrap that part of it up. Alright, so we've finished what we've wanted to, so we're folding up the disc, getting that all ready to go. Once that finishes folding, we are going to go ahead and go right back to the farm and move on to something else. As we're pulling up to the farm hill, real quick, I just got a phone call from the dealership we've been working with for quite some time, buying a lot of stuff, servicing a lot of our equipment, and he actually said they had a brand new 2388 come in, well, new to them, not a whole lot of hours on it, duals, bigger holding capacity, bigger auger. So we're just going to go check it out and see if it is even worth taking an interest into, and if it is, maybe we can work out a deal. As we're heading down the road, one thing I totally forgot to mention the other day is after we did purchase some new equipment, we also decided to pick up a couple of fields. The prices came up and it just seemed right. It was closer to home and we were able to make a deal out, so we have picked up a few fields now, so we'll actually be able to get some more acres in. As we're looking to the left, it seems as he is getting along pretty well. Haven't been too worried about it. He hadn't called me or anything, said there's any problems, so far that is really good that is going well. But as we get down here, we will be able to take a closer look at the combine. Alright, so we just got done talking to the salesman here. He said it doesn't have a whole lot of hours on it. It does have the larger grain take. It's got a longer auger, and then it does have duals, and it is in a lot nicer condition than what ours is. So we're gonna go back to the shop, make some really nice business decisions, see if we can move some equipment around. And I'd hate to see this one go because this is what we've been looking for. We were originally gonna add 2 combines, but might as well go a little more expensive and get something that I already know is going to work well and have the ability to, even get more acres in with it. So I've arrived back to the shop, and after going over a lot of paperwork and a few hard decisions and some phone calls, we've made the choice that I think it's time to let this 2388 go. I mean, it's served us really well for quite a few years, but the upgrade is definitely worth the move in the long run, especially as we're picking up more acres. We've had some problems here and there. We've had sensors go out, just, you know, stuff getting clogged up and breaking. So I think we are going to take this down there, get that combine, return, and then I think that'll be about all we have planned for today. So as bittersweet that it may seem to have our equipment sitting here that we've used for years and years, some of our pieces have ended up here, but overall it's very humbling to be able to move up and keep advancing. And as sad as it is to go, we are now the proud owner of this newer to us 2388, longer spout, more holding capacity, duals, bigger, better, not as many miles on it and hours. And then also, we had the honeybee head for quite some time, had a lot of belt issues, so we finally decided to bring the header cart down here and traded that in on a new MacDon head. So this fits perfectly on that. We've tested it already, hooking it up and everything. Everything seems to work fine. If there's any problems, we can get the MacDon guy out here. But with further ado, we are going to hook this up, haul this back, and then hopefully the planter is wrapping up, if not done, and then we can get them back at the farm as well and call it a day. So yeah, we would have brought the truck down here, but there actually is a hitch pin on the back of this combine, so we can pull the header cart if need be down the road and not make as many trips. So that's going well. It seems as if they've wrapped up. I'm pretty sure they are behind there checking on some things, but they're pretty much wrapped up and should be back at the farm a little after us pulling in. So other than that, we'll go ahead and head back to the farm, get this dropped off, put in the shed, and see where we can go from there. Everyone has made it back to the farm. We hooked up the bean head, pulled it in the shop. We're going to look over some things, make sure everything's working once again as they seemed like they worked when we hooked it up the first time. And then we got a lot of cleanup to do around here. We have quite the mess going on the farm. So we'll have a little cleanup after we check a few things, and then we will be going home for the day. So I do have to say, with the new combine, the bin extension, I mean, we knew it was going to be pretty tall, but I mean, we probably have half a foot getting in this front door. So we'll just have to be a little careful. I mean, it's not going to hit, but yeah, so it's just a lot going on. I think next, we're going to put the sprayer up, and then we have to move the bean and the corn head around. They're kind of just sporadically laying around, so we might go take them over here in front of the silos. I don't know yet. I've kind of thought about just putting them over here. We don't have any really great place to store them inside. I guess we could, but with the trouble of backing them up and everything, it's just easier, and they're not getting that much weathering, so we'll probably just put them over there by the silos, and then once we get that, the planter will be last. I'm debating whether or not to spray this off. We might have a few other places to spot some beans in, so I don't know that it's worth spraying yet, but it's definitely a thought. Okay, so now that we have the corn and bean header over there, we've decided to make the decision to not wash the planter off. We're thinking there might be a couple places we're supposed to get a rain or two a few days from now, so we're thinking that we're probably going to have to scotch some beans in, so we're actually just going to move this right up in here, try to keep some of that mud out of the main shop, and then we should be good from there. Alright, so we have the planter backed up, everything else is put away and looking good, so I don't think there's a whole lot more for us to do. We have some paperwork to run here and there, a few errands, and then some contracts to check, but until that one, we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching another part to the Ohio Map series. This has been super fun so far. Like I said, it's getting busy. I'm still trying to crank them out here and there during off days, and rain days. So leave a comment, like, subscribe. Like I say, always, whatever you can do can help. And we will catch you guys in the next one.